Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a best of 7 between Eliteslayer and Seryu, starting off on Amphion. I don't know if they chose random, but apparently there's a lot of race switching going on in this series. But hey, so Seryu says this is a best of 7 between a player that I've looked up to since I started playing StarCraft 2. Seryu back in the years was Bronze, and Eliteslayer was Diamond 1, and now Seryu is Diamond 1 and Eliteslayer is Masters 3. So they say this is a big match because I will finally see if 6 years later I finally surpassed a man I have been dreaming of beating. All right, very good. So, a proxy here from Seryu in this TvT. So bottom left Seryu, the red Terran player, top left Eliteslayer, the purple Terran player. And again, this is not a TvT series. There are some other matchups sprinkled in. And yeah, before we see this 2 proxy barracks go off, Seryu's dad is suffering from cataracts and needs a lot of help for surgery. So there's a GoFundMe link in the description here. Oh, 3 racks. All right. So it says, I'm playing not only to surpass my idol, but also to entertain people and raise money for my dad's surgery. Just $5 to $10 from each person, enough for a cup of coffee, would be huge in this case. So again, link in the description to the GoFundMe, and settle back and enjoy this best of 7. All right, so a Reaper on the way here from Eliteslayer. Let's see. Oh, it's a factory coming up. Oh, I think this is a build order loss for Eliteslayer. So 2 Reapers, 2 gas. Yes, indeed. And 3 Reapers are better than 1. That's what they say. Make a Hellion. Make a Hellion as soon as this factory is done, Eliteslayer, or you will suffer the wrath of 3 proxy Reaper. Okay, here we go. Zoop. Hopping up. Oh no, says Eliteslayer. Ooh, he's making a Cyclone. Alright, that should help. But, oh my gosh. So much lost mining time. Yeah. Killed the SCV, building a supply depot, but did not stop the supply depot's completion here. So another Reaper here. 4 Reapers. Knockback by the Reaper grenade. No, no, don't pull back. Don't pull back. Are we waiting? Waiting for reinforcements? Yes, we are. All right, so 1 Reaper is not enough to withstand 4 Reapers. But 1 Cyclone may be enough. Maybe enough to handle this Mass Reaper strategy here from Seryu. Oh, throwing down a command center, eh? Okay, let's see if that pays off for him. And so 2 Cyclones and a Reaper, another Reaper here on the way. Army supply 8 to 7 here in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. 18 to 14 workers. Seryu has thrown down a factory and then another barrack. Nope, floating the barracks. And floating this barracks to see what is at the top of that ramp, because Reapers are flimsy. And if there's like a tank up there, bam, they are all dead. All right, so he says, can we handle this? Can we handle this? Run! Run from the lock-on. Let's try to do some incredible micro here. Another SCV goes down. Another Reaper dies. A Reaper on the other side dies from Seryu, though. Man, early game TvT is bonkers, man. Reapers are dying. Reapers are dying here. This does not look good for Seryu, does it? A couple SCVs have definitely died for Eliteslayer, but I'm not sure that Seryu is getting the value needed for a 3 racks proxy. So definitely going to tech... Okay, so tech lag up this factory. Maybe get a tank up, trying to deal with a Cyclone push out here. Is Eliteslayer going to try to push out? Seryu does not appear to be expanding. Instead, throwing up a starport, making Marines. Yeah, it's going to be maybe a Marine tank medevac transition here. Barracks lands hilariously inside Eliteslayer's base. Eliteslayer getting a 3rd CC. So Seryu's following up this aggression with just more aggression off of 1 base. Ooh, 2 starports. Where's the other starport? Right here? Right here. 2 starports. Eliteslayer maybe is a little bit too greedy here. But we will have to see. Eliteslayer, again, is Masters 3 versus Seryu's Diamond 1. But I feel like there's a pretty big gap between those. So we will see. We'll see if Seryu can defeat Eliteslayer here in Game 1. But if you can, there's a long road to go before you can defeat him in a best of 7, as we are doing here today. So, Banshee Cloak. Okay, very good. Eliteslayer scanning, seeing there is no sign of a command center at Seryu's natural. So, tank, finish, Banshee, finish. Oh, gosh. All right, here we go. Siege tank. Siege up outside of the lock-on range. Nice, good hit. And another hit. Oh, Cyclone down. Very good. And we brought the Reapers back in to get 4 SCV kills. 5 SCV kills, and all the Reapers are dead now. Oof. This is a very, very, very exciting first game here. Man, hit that like button. And again, check out the GoFundMe link for Seryu's dad, who does need cataract surgery. If you're not familiar with cataracts, basically, it's just a condition that makes you blind. It's just like something growing over your eyeballs that just excludes all vision. And it's a progressive disease, and it's a terrible disease. Oh, hang on a second. Hyperflight rotors were canceled by Seryu. Let's see here. Enough money, enough energy for a scan? No. Enough energy for a scan? Yes, actually. Yeah, so we got 2 orbitals, enough energy for a scan here. Oh, boy. So Cloak, scan, Viking says, get out of here. Nice Banshee micro, nice little stutter step action here. Ooh, another scan, and a Banshee goes down. And get outside of the scan. Nice, very good. So I feel like Seryu's doing an excellent job of harassing. 20 SCVs have gone down for Eliteslayer. But Eliteslayer still is up, 28 to 20. Oh, this is insane. This Banshee has 12 kills. 12 kills. One of them I think is a Marine, but other than that, they're all SCVs. Holy Hannah, some effective Banshee there. All right, so we've got a second base here from Seryu, just about on the way here, starting up a third base. And reactoring the starport, reactoring this starport, and all right. So are you ready? Are you ready to make Marine tank medevac, or maybe some Vikings? What's the play? What's the play gonna be here, man? Cloak Banshee sneaking on in again. Ooh, getting a tank would be so hot. So hot. There it is. Okay, 1 tank, 2 tanks. We not saving up energy for scans. Oh, this is amazing. Dude, if Seryu doesn't win this game, it's just going to be a question of better macro out of Eliteslayer. Because seriously, if you kill 26 SCVs, 300 ping, this is hard to play with. Oh, so Eliteslayer's complaining about lag during a quick pause there. Seryu's like, just play mech. Easy. That's funny. I like that a lot. I mean, that is honestly the answer to some lag problems if you're a Terran player anyway, is to play mech. Hilariously. So look, Marines, siege tanks, second base at 8 minutes and 50 seconds for Seryu. But yeah, if you're playing against someone you think is better than you are, shortening the game is usually a better way to go. But I think the attempts here from Seryu to shorten the game and win it in the first 10 minutes didn't work, obviously, because we are at a position where Eliteslayer's got 40 SCVs to 27 SCVs from Seryu. The army value is bigger for Eliteslayer. He's got his own siege tanks, as we saw one of them go down to the Banshee shenanigans here. Marines in the mix here as well. Siege tanks, Marines, all sorts of good stuff. Seryu mining out this door to a base, which is kind of nice to take for a third. You got these rocks to defend you a little bit, but this ramp is pretty wide open. 2 attacks over the ground here. There's an SCV over here who built this orbital and is not interested in doing anything else. He's hiding behind it, right? He's like, maybe the boss won't see. Banshee comes back in. Gosh, the SCV massacre in this game. This might be a game wherein we see a massive worker massacre for one side, but it doesn't result in the win for the one side who did the massacring. Brutal. Absolutely brutal potential stuff here from Seryu. I don't know. I don't know if I see a great path to victory from this point on. But has actually pulled ahead in worker count after killing 6 more SCVs. 32 workers have died for Eliteslayer today. He's got to be feeling really annoyed by this. But that's the thing about Terran. They have insane amounts of potential for harass. Eliteslayer knows that. Eliteslayer got to Masters 3 by utilizing that harass in the games that he's played on ladder. So you really can't get too mad about it in a ZVZ, right? Or a TvT, rather. But I guess ZVZ's the same way. Like, you can't get mad about some kind of a Ling run-by that kills all your stuff in a ZVZ, because you're like, well, yeah, I do that. I know how good that is. I'm someone who does it all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think you can complain about imbalance. You can't complain about what your opponent's doing to you if it's a fellow Terran. Hilariously. So, third base from Seryu has landed. Surprisingly, Eliteslayer got that third orbital and then is floating it over here. So it took a while to actually turn it into a functional base, which is interesting. But here comes Eliteslayer. This seems pretty bad. This seems pretty bad. 63 to 42 army supply. Good Marine seeing what's up here. Now, going up a ramp into a tank position from your enemy is not great. But if you have this sky superiority, really, wow. So lands Vikings, snipes the tank, loses the Vikings, but distracts to allow the other tank to get sniped. Huge killer plays, big brain plays from Eliteslayer. This natural base of Seryu has to lift. It's in a lot of trouble right now. Everybody's evacing over to the third base. It's 62 to 39 army supply. Eliteslayer has done a wonderful job transitioning here. Seryu scans. No, actually Eliteslayer scanned. Maybe to kill a Banshee? Possibly. God, these barracks are dying. Production going down is so terrible. It is potentially so terrible here. But man, Seryu's still up in worker count, but severely down in army supply. Seryu says, all right, base race. Screw it. I don't want to deal with this 5 siege tank, 20 Marines, 2 Cyclone, massive medevac army setup here. For Eliteslayer, not even close. Oh, calls down some mules to mine through this back door. Ah, this game is so cool. Okay, Seryu didn't put those SCVs to work. Just kind of left them there. Maybe as a distraction. I don't know. Dropping in the main base. This is absolutely bonkers. Holy cow. All right, landed Vikings fighting here from Seryu. Seryu calls it GG. Can't win the base race. Decides there's too much home from Eliteslayer. Can't clear this out. This little group is dying due to an SCV hug, and game 1 goes to Eliteslayer in 12 minutes and 42 seconds. What a game 1 that was. If this is what the whole series is going to be like, it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, check out that link to the GoFundMe in the description. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to get more reach. And let's go ahead and go on to game number 2. Game 2, we're here on Site Delta. This time Seryu is Protoss. Bottom right, red. Top left, it's going to be Eliteslayer Protoss, purple. From Team Gosu. Both players are from Team Gosu. And I think this is Seryu playing random against Eliteslayer. Maybe to give an advantage against Eliteslayer, but I don't know. Maybe Seryu will show up in the comments and let me know, and let everybody know as well. So, early probe scout here. Maybe it's going to be a cannon rush against a Terran, which I don't think is a good idea at this level, but I don't know. It's going to be a proxy. So Eliteslayer should expect aggression from Seryu in every single game and scout for proxies and make sure he's not getting cannon rushed, because Seryu is intent on these proxy openings the first 2 games. And again, check out the link to the GoFundMe in the description if you want to support Seryu's father to get the surgery for cataracts that he needs. All right, so Eliteslayer, what are we doing here? Not a command center first. We've got a, okay, so double gas. And I didn't see Seryu say that they were Protoss here. So, I don't know. For playing random, then, yeah, so it's an SCV scout. I was going to say, if you don't scout random and know what your opponent's race is, you're in for a bad, bad time. So, Chrono boosting out a Zealot, a Cybernetics Core on the way here. We've got 1 gas. Chrono boosting out a second Zealot. And, okay, so he is checking for proxies here, or maybe he's going to do a proxy of his own. Like, maybe a proxy starport. Yes, yes indeed. Waiting for the factory and throwing down a proxy factory. Okay, so not waiting for the factory in order to throw down a proxy starport, but the SCV could throw down a starport. So, we got ourselves a Robert the Zealot charging up, saying, no expansion, eh? Interesting. Swapping, so it's a reactor factory now. And we're going for a reactored cyclone build. Whew, boy. Again, I think this hard counter is Zealots. Are we going to be playing mech here? Hiya, says the Zealot. I am taking down your supply depot. Ooh, nice Team Liquid stamp here on the top of your buildings. Very nice. So, it's gonna be unupgraded Zealots and unupgraded Stalkers against Cyclones. Fair enough. And a tank. Yeah. I just feel like this is a build order loss here from Eliteslayer. Again. Yo, Cyclones, man. Cyclones are so good. They're so good. Okay, but you have to maybe micro them a little bit. There you go. Can attack that thing while moving. Free Zealot is free. Ooh, actually opens the door. Stalkers are like, sure, we'll go in. Cool, bye. And the Stalker shows up and says, did you want to be in here? Dude, micro. Gonna lose that. Does lose the Cyclone. SCVs have to fight now on their own. Another Cyclone has popped out, though. Chasing. Kiting. What is this? These Cyclones are just hanging out. You gotta go. We're microing on the other side of the map, though, right? Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so yeah. Now, dead and dead. Okay, good hold. Good hold over here. Cyclones, I mean, there's a shield battery, but look at this. Using the barracks for vision is great. That's super, super good, man. All right, Siege Tank, sieging up. High ground vision presented. GG, Eliteslayer gets game number 2. Again, I just think a build order loss. I really do. I don't know what to tell you other than build order loss here. So, crikey. Crikey, this is tough. Seryu trying to be aggressive and just kind of getting blind countered by what Eliteslayer is going for today. And what Eliteslayer happens to be going for today are Cyclones. So, I mean, if your proxy plans don't involve something to do with Cyclones, you're kind of in trouble, I think, in the long run here. So, not a great start for Seryu in this matchup against someone that has been looked up to for a long time. But, I don't know, it's a best of 7. We got some ways to go here. So, that's game 1 and game 2. Again, fairly similar. I mean, this one's shorter than the other one, but same idea. Kind of proxies that get shut down early. Just no real ability to move into the mid game or the late game in a way to super get an advantage. And Eliteslayer gets the win in both games. So game 3, coming next. Hit that like button. Game 3 is an Alcyone bottom left. Going to be Seryu, Protoss again. Top right, going to be Eliteslayer. Feeling pretty good here, honestly. Being up 2-0 in a best of 7 is a pretty fantastic place to be. Just ask anyone who's ever played a best of 7. But maybe you played a best of 7 and you haven't been up 2-0, so you can't relate. Anyway, hope you're enjoying the cast here. StarCraft 2, man, what an incredible game. Just an ageless, wonderful game that's been out for what? I mean, like 14 years now? Was it 2010 when Wings of Liberty came out? I always forget if it's exactly what year this was released, because we waited so long for it. Yeah, man, July 2010. Did I absolutely buy the game the day it came out? 100%. I did. Did I try to get into the beta? Yes. Did I? No, tragically. But that's okay. Played it. It was the first game that I had to get an actual graphics card for to play. Of my own computer. I mean, back home, when I was living with my parents and I was playing Brood War, I mean, we definitely had a discrete video card there, but for my own PC, the first game I really, really needed a discrete video card for was StarCraft 2. It was demanding, man, but totally worth it. What a great game this is. Alright, so Seryu not proxying this time. Instead, going gate expand, or gate, rather, cybercore expand, sorry. To make sure that cybercore is listed in there. Probe says they're an early expansion attempt here from Eliteslayer. Comes up here, says this really looks like a Reaper expands, so maybe if there's a Reaper showing up, I shouldn't be here for much longer. But additionally, maybe you have time to get out. Lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it, trap it. No trapping it, letting it go. Expanding outside too. Or rather, inside. Yeah, expanding inside the base. That's the word I was looking for. Nexus coming in from Seryu. Second guess. Warping in. Making an adept. Okay, so we're more settling into a little bit of a normal PvT here. Right? Although Eliteslayer throwing up 3 racks super fast. The one's a normal timing. These 2 racks are quick, though. Second CC on the way from Eliteslayer. Looking good. Reaper shows up. Adept says, well, my job is to deal with you, after all. And there you go. Kind of trying to poke around. Does scout the fast Twilight Council, though. I mean, that's not necessarily fast. It's not that crazy either. You can get Blink with it. You can get Charge with it. You can get Resonating Glaives with it. Nothing too nuts here whatsoever. Alright, so 3 racks factory on 2 base here from Eliteslayer. So this feels like a timing attack to me, yeah? Yep, gonna tech lab. This feels like this is gonna be like a combat shield stim timing attack here with a little bit of tank support. This is gonna hit like a truck against Seryu. Shield batteries are gonna be insane. Blink's gonna be useful here. I like it. I'm blocking the Reaper hop-up spot means Reaper has to evac. Okay, so what's the play, friendo? What sort of thing are we looking at here? Bunker at the front, just being safe. Extra gates coming in from Seryu, waiting for that blink. Oh, concussive shell stim. Oh, is this like a Marauder siege tank rush? Marauder, I mean, there's Marines here. Marauder, Cyclone, but the tech lab doesn't indicate Cyclone all that much. Third base warping in from Seryu. I don't know about that. Seryu is probing up pretty hard. And this is a lot. This is a lot of Terran that's being produced. Like I said, this is a timing attack, right? This is going to be, we're waiting for concussive shell and stim to finish. Trying to make a siege tank. Trying to make some more Marines. But also supply blocked. Wait. The supply block will not last forever. Lo, it shall not. Okay. Let's slow this down a tiny, tiny bit. And then Seryu builds a proxy gate over here at this gold base on Alcyone. So, okay, but like... Eliteslayer... Okay, it's actually not a timing attack. I thought for sure it was. Concussive Shell's usually a bit of a timing attack. But instead, we're going to let those upgrades finish. We're going to get Combat Shield. We're going to sit here and make sure that nothing shades up our ramp at all. But man, if you just came down here with a Concussive Shell... Marauder, Siege Tank, Marine Army, and it's just a bunch of Blink Stalkers, you're probably okay. I'm just going to toss that out there. You probably are going to get a win with this. I'm not sure why Eliteslayer's not moving. And, okay, you know what this is, actually, is maybe we're just playing it because Seryu's been so aggressive in the first couple games. Eliteslayer's maybe a little bit extra cautious here because of what game 1 and 2 were. It's like, if I just hold the aggression, I can do this. But Seryu's just, I mean, fast third base over here. Getting charge throwing up a robotics bay for Colossus and whatnot. Maybe some disruptors would be super rad here too. But yeah, Eliteslayer just like so. I'm worried about you trying to kill me, but no. I really think he needs to go. He needs to go now. I don't think he needs Liberators. Losing an Adept to some Marines like this is not great. You got to shade that out of there. Cannot let that happen. That is just free. Okay, but seriously, maybe wait for combat shield. Maybe, okay, good. Maybe wait for a couple Liberators. But so yeah, Eliteslayer, get out here. You need to make a move. Seryu is being allowed to get Colossus out, being allowed to get splash damage. I mean, the fact that there's not a third base is really also indicative this is a move out. Here we go. So fine. So he wanted his Liberators, he wanted his combat shield and his stim and his concussive shell. It's 57 to 34 army supply. Yeah, I mean, one Colossus is probably not going to be enough here, man. Just got to throw that out there. The secret number is about 3 Colossus to deal with marine attacks. But if they've got siege tanks and marauders and stuff, why are you all getting stuck here? I mean, the good news is it's a ramp you're defending. That's very cool and everything. And this forward pylon tells you what you're dealing with. But like, oh gosh. All right, warping in some more stalkers here. Tanks sieging up. Here we go. There's the engage. They snipe down one of the tanks very quickly, but Marines and Marauders. Okay, trying to kite back here against the charge lots. Liberators getting some decent hits off here. Siege tanks firing away. Combat, woof. Got ourselves an overcharge here popped. Gonna wait for that thing to calm down here. Terrans can be patient in the face of overcharge, but it's done now. Seryu warping in stuff to try to deal with this. Charge lots are going to be really important. Coming out from multiple angles, also very good. Liberator gets target fired by the Stalkers. The other Liberator dies too. All right. Good target firing there. This third base of Seryu is going to die. There's no saving it. Bam. Just a damage output here. Too much. No attack upgrades on these guys. But it doesn't matter. Colossus getting target fired and dead. Siege Tank getting some pretty free hits off here. I'm not sure. Eliteslayer does not seem to be reinforcing this group all that well. Is kind of the problem, and therefore it does get shoved away. Third base of Seryu dies, yes. Eliteslayer built another command center during that attack, and I guess that was it, right? Was the attempt to get some stuff done here, but also expand behind it, and then maybe make some reinforcements in case the counterattack comes and kills him. So the thinking ahead here has been pretty good for Eliteslayer. One Colossus, again, is not really going to do it. Charge lot's good. Especially against Marauders, and they're really good against Marines too. Charge lots are great if you don't have Widow Mines to kind of soften them up, or maybe EMP available. This is a very, very heavy Zealot comp here, man. It is 17 charge lots, 7 Stalkers, and a Colossus. Weird engagement, but you know, I kind of like it. The Liberators get sniped out by the 7 Stalkers. Very, very good. And dude, charge lots, man, worth their absolute weight in gold here. Yeah, so he's sending charge lots kind of unsupported up here into the main base. Don't like that very much. Yeah, but come down, wiping out a bunch of SCVs here at the natural base. Honestly, pulling back and killing the natural base and the third base would not be too bad here for Seryu, but really just wants to kind of put the hammer down and crush Eliteslayer. I think most of his supplies in medevacs. No, he's got 4 Marines and 4 Marauders. Just the defender's advantage here. Reinforcements kicking in, but another group of Zealots. They did get into that third base. Oh, man, and that's it. It's 69 to 8 workers. Nice. And Seryu takes game 3. Very well done. Good game. Well won there from Seryu. Nice counterattack. Again, check out the GoFundMe link in the description to support Seryu's dad. But my goodness. What a nice little counterattack and a nice hold too. Colossus, Micro, I mean, not the best in the world, but dealing with the Liberators was excellent. The shield breader overcharge was nice, recognizing that he had to sacrifice the third base here in order to survive was very smart too. And then the counterattack, just tons of charge lots, just not enough to deal with that. And this Colossus, 24 kills on that Colossus. Holy crap. Resources lost 10,000 to 5,000 here, just doubling the resources lost here. In favor of Seryu. And yeah, if you're going to do that, you're going to have a pretty good time. No Zealots died in this game. Are you kidding me? Wow. These 26 Zealots did a ton of work today. I thought for sure some of them would have died. when he charged up this ramp and he was like, okay, it's Zealots versus the world. My goodness, got some work done. Okay, cool. So that is game 3. Bam, Seryu gets on the board. Down here on our score doohickey in the bottom left. Incredible stuff here. The counterattack was great. The game sense, too, being like, that was a pretty concerted attack. I bet if I counter, I can get some damage done. And yeah, went for the jugular, got the win. Ooh, the 1-1 here against the 0-0 was nice, dude. Didn't mention that. And nice job. So GG. Let's move into game number 4. We're on Crimson Court for game number 4. Top right, going to be Seryu playing Terran. And in the bottom left, it's going to be Eliteslayer zerging it up. So no, it is not just random for Seryu. Maybe both players are playing random. Pretty weird to get random Terran 3 times in a row, but weirder things have happened, right? Double extractor trick here from Eliteslayer, or maybe it's a Roach Ravager Rush. Nope, extractor tricking to get 16 supply out of 14 here. Why? Why? Maybe to avoid getting your first expansion blocked? Your natural? Alright, so 16 hatch here. Earlier than usual. Maybe getting a queen out earlier. I don't know, man. Maybe against a proxy here from Seryu that is not coming, because the barracks is coming up inside the main base and no SCVs are out on the map here. So, alright, so this best of 7, man, it is good so far. And I feel like some good stuff is going to come here. So, Zerg representation here in game number 4. Terror the Overlord moving out, scouting a male Carrick, looking for a female Carrick for companionship. Oh boy. Oh man. So YouTube recommended me, no, I think it was Reddit. Reddit recommended me a YouTube video from Adult Swim, which is just Cartoon Network's nighttime programming. Animation aimed at adults. And apparently in 2023, I think, for April Fools, they broadcasted like a 4-hour multi-part, basically an anime series from, I don't know, from like a little known creator. Like the animation is crude and there are like differing animation styles in there and the humor is weird and it's so weird. It's about a self-described relic hunter and sportsman who travels around the world defeating deities like gods at sports and plundering their ancient relics. If you want it, let me know, and I'll put a link to it in the description as well. As well as the GoFundMe for Seryu's dad. Again, who needs cataract surgery. Again, $5 or $10 from each of you would go a long way to helping. I don't do this, but man, Seryu is such a great person and such a great StarCraft player. Had to do it. Alright, so Slowlings chasing a Reaper off creep. Okay, Eliteslayer, interesting stuff. Just testing Seryu's Reaper micro. Very good. Oh my gosh, speed kicked in. Speed kicked in. Reaper down. Reaper down. No! Canceling the bunkers! No! Marine dead. Abandoning the natural base. Eliteslayer getting scanned. It's a Roach Warren. Okay, so hard walling. We got ourselves Marines and Cyclones. Nice speedling timing there. But one base Terran can defeat 2 base Zerg, especially if they know what's coming. And with scans, is there an excuse to not know what is coming from your Zerg opponents? I do not think so. So 3 Roaches on the way. Double gas. No gas saturation here in the second base. So let's see if we mix in Ravagers here. Ravagers are better against Cyclones because of the range and because the fact that... Oh wait, Cyclones. Cyclones don't do... I don't think they do damage to armored anymore. At least bonus damage. anymore. What did they do? What did they do? They gave it, I think, bonus to mechanical? What does Wikipedia tell me about this? Yes, bonus to mechanical instead of armored. Still, their damage output is enough, but they're going to do pretty well anyway. But Cyclones are here, man. Eliteslayer says, 2 can play at this aggression game, sir. I'm going to show up with Ravagers in your face at 5 minutes. How do you like them apples? Oh my gosh, this is so many Ravagers. This is 3 Ravagers with 7 Ravagers. Where's your Overlord? Where's your high ground spot? Terry was here. No. Okay, Lings are providing the high ground. Tank falls back. Okay, all the Lings die. Ravagers being a little circumspect down here. Where is the Overlord? Did an Overlord die? No. There was an Overlord over here. It's parked. Here we go. Here it is. Overlord's going to fly up here, provide some high ground vision to Crocobile down some tanks and whatnot, if at all possible here. But man, this is not normally what I cast, man. I don't normally do full series. These shorter games are a lot different than the macro stuff I usually post. And this is great. This has been really good. So it takes down a reactor. Cool. I mean, probably kills it. I don't see an SCV coming to repair that anytime soon. So there it is. There's the explosion. Yeah, just being careful, right? Crocobile up. Nice dodge on the Crocobiles. Again, nice dodge on the Crocodiles. Aw, Speedlings getting on in here. Jumping on that tank would be so sick. Crocobiles on the tanks before you die, Ravagers. No! Didn't go after the siege tank. And the attack is halted. Nicely done. Goodness, that siege tank's got 5 kills. Looking good. All the Ravagers died. That's always the problem with Ravagers, right? They're squishy. They are fast. They have long range. They've got that amazing Crocobile splash damage attack. But they squish, man. You hit them, they die. And that's the thing. You let the Marines get the hits on them. You let the tanks get hits on them. And they evaporate a lot faster than I think some people anticipate. So, double Evo Chamber coming in. Eliteslayer still not taking a third base. I keep thinking this is an SCV, or a drone up here, rather, taking a third, but it's not. There's third base down here, however. Oh, look at that one. We snuck that in on Falcon, didn't we? We did. So, repairing the Cyclone, who just wants to get down this ramp. Please stop hugging me with your love. I need to get down here, please. There we go. So, Seryu says, all right, I held the attack. Good. Banshees. I love Banshees. Banshees is a good unit, for sure. Baneling Nest coming in from Eliteslayer, throwing up a macro hatch. Love a good macro hatch. Bunch of Lings out. Working on 1-1 for Lings and Banes and Ultras. Maybe we'll get some Ultras in this game. I don't know. They're not particularly good, but the reason that they're not good is because ghosts exist. And if you don't have ghosts, which we haven't seen Seryu get into, but I mean, Seryu hasn't been in a position against a Zerg yet, so we'll see. If I remember if I've cast a game of Seryu's where Seryu has gone ghost against Zerg. I want to say that I have. I want to say I'm pretty darn certain that I have, but I don't know, man. I've cast a lot of StarCraft. I've got 3 brain cells remaining. I've got 3 kids. I'm 40 plus years old at this point. 41 years old, man. How much longer can I keep doing this before my brain falls out of my head? Well, I'll just keep doing it until that day comes, I guess. So, not a lot of anti-air here. I mean, a Queen's pretty good anti-air against the Banshee. Let the Queen go. Get back here. Shoot this Banshee. 3 drones go down, immediately throwing up spores. There we go. Yeah, the safety spore timing against Terran is about 5.5 minutes. 8 minutes is far, far too late to get safety spores. However, no, do not die. I'm gonna die. Banshee! Ooh, pulled it out just in time there. That was close. That was close. Ooh, we're meching, friends. Factory, factory, factory. Infernal Pre-Igniter. Siege tanks. Blue Flame Hellions. 3 Basin. Upgrades. This is going to be tough for Eliteslayer. Handling this with Ling Bane is not exactly what you want to do. He's really preparing for a Marine, right? Marine, Marauder, Medevac kind of a thing. That's what this whole army is about. But instead, it is going to be siege tanks and maybe some Thors. It looks very traditional mech, though, doesn't it? So I would not be shocked if we throw down tech labs on these. Well, I mean, obviously, but making some Thors out of these guys would be pretty hot. Thors can absorb 1,000,000 Baneling shots before they die. They're not great against Lings, but that's what the Hellbats are for, right? Mass Thor is pretty handleable by Lings with upgrades. Ling Bane Hydra actually does really well against traditional mech. Cost for cost, as long as the Banelings are connecting on the Hellbats and not the tanks. And the Hydras are able to get in here and snipe down the siege tanks and stuff. Maybe the Lings soaking up some of those early shots. But at this point, Eliteslayer is doing a Falcon Paladin strategy of Lings and Banes and not much else, and probably teching up into Ultras. That's how Falcon likes to play StarCraft. Is it particularly great? No. No, it is not particularly great, but it is fun, and I love Ultras, and it makes me sad they're not super viable. They've had this up and down history in StarCraft 2 as well. There were times they've been great and almost unstoppable. They've been nerfed because they've been so good in TvT in the past. And then they were buffed again. And then they were nerfed again. And then they were buffed again. And then they were nerfed again. And like there's this whole history of that. And at the current position, they're really good, except that ghosts exist. And snipe is insanely powerful, right? Right. Okay. So, Eliteslayer's getting Aspire. Not something I generally like to do. But it sure seems like Eliteslayer is expecting this to be, ow, a Marine Marauder medevac kind of a thing. But it's not. It is definitely not that. This is Eliteslayer getting absolutely hard countered because he has no idea what is coming next, which is, it's dicey. It's really, really dicey. Okay, so I mean, you see this many Hellions with Blue Flame and you're kind of like, hold on a second. Not out of the ordinary. Oh gosh, we're just going. Okay, full send into the Blue Flame siege tank setup. All the Lings die. The Banelings are like, we got this. No. Oh my gosh, resources lost are at 6,000 and 3,000 there. That's a 2-for-1 resources lost situation in favor of Seryu here, and firing up 25 roaches in response to this. Being like, hold on a second, what is this? This is not Marines at all. And you are not wrong about that, sir. Ooh, I do like Ravagers here, though. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Seryu's army's not exactly ginormous here, right? 160 supply is good. But siege tanks with a lot of Hellbats. Yeah, man. We can deal with Queens. Transfuse! Oh, gosh. The engagement here. Siege tanks need to clear out these Ravagers. Corrosive Bile not really getting sent up as much as I'd like them to see from a Zerg perspective. Not really on the tanks either. Again, this is a problem for Eliteslayer today, is Corrosive Biling the tanks instead of the things that can dodge the Corrosive Bile. Because let's be honest, if you can move at all, you can dodge a Corrosive Bile. It's not that hard. Not even close to that hard. 86 to 64 armor supply. It was even, but Seryu just got racked by that siege tank fire. It is +1/+1 on the tanks. It's 2-2 for the Lings and Banes. But Lings and Banes are not exactly what you want. Oh, Corrosive Bile down. He got a tank with Corrosive Bile. Nice. Lings roll in here. Hellbats go. Nom, 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 nom. There is a Thor. Excellent stuff. But I think Eliteslayer might just be dead here. He's down 2-1 on the supply. Third base dead. No saving this third base at all. +2 vehicle weapons is finishing up pretty soon here from Seryu. And the mech, traditional mech man. Is mech super viable at the professional level right now? No. You're not going to see Clem go mech against Serral. You're not going to see Maru go mech against Dark, right? But you will see it here, and that's it. That's a Seryu tying the series up. Killer. Killer, killer stuff, man. I mean, that is... again, there's just another misread. There's been a lot of just kind of strats getting countered in this series so far. Seryu's lost a couple games that way. Eliteslayer's lost at least one game that way. Just didn't know it was mech. Just rolled in here with Ling Bane, expecting to see a bunch of Marines and Marauders and Medevacs. And just crushing all of it and winning with those 2-2 Lings and Banes. But no, not even close. The tanks and the Hellbats were waiting for you, sir. And the counterattack was nuts. Look at that. 16 to 6,000 resources. That is what mech can do with this level of StarCraft, right? Gold, platinum, diamond, low masters, maybe even high masters, you can do this. It's just tough. It's tough for a Zerg player to do it. Deal with traditional mech this way. But yeah, man, 40 drones died. A hatchery went down, 23 roaches, 21 Ravagers is a lot of stuff. And mostly Hellbats died here from Seryu in this game, and that's okay. 4 tanks got wrecked. These tanks are doing all right. 9 kills, 9 kills, 17 kills, 15 kills, 6 kills, 11 kills, 8 kills, 32 kills on this tank. I'm guessing, yeah, this one was back here during the early attack. And then was able to assist in this attack too and got 32 kills. Yeah, so that tank's largely responsible for the resources lost in the bottom right there. So Amazing. So Seryu ties it up. Gotta be just amped. The adrenaline is running here from Seryu, being like, oh my gosh, I've tied it up. I've tied it up. I didn't go down, 3-1 here. This was a really important game. Seryu got the win. Check out the GoFundMe link in the description. Oceanborn. Another TvZ featuring Seryu, top left Terran, and bottom right Eliteslayer Zerg. So not exactly the same spawn locations, because again, it's a different map, but hey, basically the same setup as the last game here. So Eliteslayer, we learned you need to scout, right? Man, he was taken off guard by that mech. I would have been taken off guard as well, because meching Terrans are few and far between, even at this level, but again, if you don't prepare for a strategy, it is very, very hard to overcome in StarCraft. Anyway, no extractor tricking here from Eliteslayer. Oh, 17 drones. It's going to be a 17 hatch here. Just a little bit later than a 16 hatch, which is standard in this matchup. Wonk. And what looks to be a Reaper expand timing here from Seryu, which doesn't mean that they are not the going mech. That is certainly the case. There you go. Extractor pool. Everything's good here from Eliteslayer. I like what we're seeing here. Again, that Lingbane timing attack would have been great. I do have some quibbles with how he just kind of showed up with all the Lings, and they all died, and then the Banelings were like... Really, Lings and Banes working together are kind of how that's supposed to work. Maybe just kind of group your guys up. Bam, send them in at the same time. That might have gone better. I don't know if you would have won the engagement. But getting the Banelings on top of the Hellions, or the Hellbats, and then using the Lings on top of the tanks, maybe that was an engagement that could have been won, as I'm thinking about it. Alright, well, it is not going to be a multi-racks opening here from Seryu. You're going to throw up a factory instead. Reaper shows up, says, hey, where are your Lings? Here they are, says Eliteslayer. And nice throwing down a spore there to keep the drone alive. High grounding the Reaper, low grounding the Reaper. Pretty good Reaper control here. Again, this isn't like Clem Reaper stuff, but that's okay. That's okay. It's pretty good. And if you're pretty good with the Reaper, you can kill some stuff and not really lose the Reaper either. So that's nice. Third CC, sub 3 minutes here from Seryu. So extraordinary greed here. This is something that I started seeing Maru doing, I think, a couple of years ago, and it's really been popularized to the point that somebody like Seryu is doing it too. Baneling Nest coming in from Eliteslayer. It's an early Bane Nest. I'm just going to say it. It really is. Unless you're planning on being aggressive, which entirely possible for Eliteslayer, you don't need a Bane Nest at 3 minutes. Especially since you got a third base coming in here. What you really want to do is basically saturate your first 2 bases. Then go for a lair, go for a Baneling Nest, go for Evo Chambers. Like, do all that stuff kind of at the same time. Get your second and your third and your fourth gases. But unless, okay, you are just planning on Baneling busting. I apologize. You are 100% planning on Baneling busting here. Which, it used to be really good. Then Terran started sniffing it out and doing extra walling to make that not a possibility. And then they started opening Hellions, which is actually a really good counter to Baneling busts, assuming you don't just lose all the Hellions to the Banelings on the ramp because you didn't micro them. If you're microing at all, you can probably do this. So here, man, my Zerg heart is like, nope, absolutely not. So the Lings do get in here. Nah, the Hellions are given a chance to escape. Yeah, no, at this stage, nope. That was not what you wanted. You didn't kill either supply depot. You didn't kill a Hellion. That's brutal. It is. Oh, lost an add-on, though. That's good. It's 1,000 resources lost to 250 in favor of Seryu here. That's nuts. Seryu's like, two can play at the Cyclone game. Is he sending? Okay, we're just going to send Lings after this, huh? Okay, well, I mean, there's a third base. Ooh, there's a lair. So there is a lair. Lings get scanned out. Say, well, we were going to make banelings, but not anymore. Actually, might, I don't know. It might work. But no, he's droning up. He's throwing up 6 drones, making queens, getting those gases we talked about earlier. Here at the natural base is where those are coming in. So no. No. He's not going to follow it up. He's not going to follow up the bad with more bad. That's a good strategy. Is to not, if you have an all-in like that that fails, it wasn't really an all-in because there's a third base back home. So just that kind of an aggression. If you're trying to get damage and it doesn't work, don't try it again, generally. Okay, Cyclone died. That's better than nothing. But it's, okay, if it does a lot of damage to the enemy, right? You killed most of their workers and all of their army. Fine, come back in with Lings and Banes. But if you got sent packing with a 10-to-1 resources lost deficit, don't try it again. I guess is how this works. More blue flame here from Seryu. Is Seryu race car meching this? Or battle mech? Oh, it is 3 factories. Okay, fine. So we're battle meching, I guess. Don't see any tanks, don't see any Thors, but it is definitely Hellions and Cyclones here. So we'll see if Eliteslayer is ready for this one. Getting a Hydra Den, big fan of this. I really am. Ooh, and a Nidus too. Oh, like a Hydra Lurker Nidus inside the main base of Seryu would be sick. It would be so sick. It would be awesome is what it would be. All right, creep spreading. More creep spreading. Okay, so it's kind of race car mech. I mean, it's the vast majority of these things are Hellions. But there are like 4 Cyclones too. So that's good. My gosh. All right. So the Queens have got to do a lot of work here. Ooh, the Hellbat transformation is here. Oh my gosh. There are no Banes. Okay, we're firing up Banes, everybody. Not in time to save this third hatch, unfortunately. Man, Hellbats, they're always better against buildings than you think they are, aren't they? Broodlings? No, absolutely not. Dude, you just killed the third base of the Zerg. That's almost game-ending stuff. All right, Banelings are going to connect here. But, hang on. How much is left? Still a lot, honestly. Queen's now fighting without their friends, the Baneling. Don't see any transfuses going down here from Eliteslayer. There you go. There's a transfuse. There's another transfuse. He needed me to say something about it, I guess. What the heck just killed? Was this door just open? Yes, this door was open. And the Ling counterattack got in. Okay, that's actually ginormous. That is actually really important here. Okay, repair. Repair. Okay, maybe not that many SCVs. But do a repair. There you go. There you go. Wow, Seryu comes all the way home to deal with these blue flame, or with these Lings with blue flame Hellions. God, blue flame is so good. Okay, Eliteslayer is going to retake the third base. Probably should have done it a little bit faster, but that's okay. Lurkers are on the way. The Nidus is still getting loaded up. And there is Overlord Vision over in this corner, which is entirely invisible to Seryu. So Seryu cannot see a Nidus coming up right here. Or down here, as you can tell. There we go. Nidus on the way. I like this. I like this a lot in this situation. He's got size. No, it doesn't have seismic spines because he hasn't hived yet. Be really cool to have seismic spines. You can put lurkers here and harass this base. Immediately, Seryu scans and goes, wait, what? Ah! Lurkers in my main mineral line. Blah. 2 SCVs go down. This one escapes somehow despite getting spined to death. Seryu says, I don't want to deal with the lurkers. Go! Counterattack! Oh, the lurkers going to town here on these mules. Seryu says, I'm not even going to turn these into Hellbats. There we go. I'm going to turn these into Hellbats. I am going to turn these into Hellbats. Okay, this is dicey from Eliteslayer. They say never base race a Terran. So maybe come home and deal with it. All right. Losing your lair at the natural base is really terrible stuff here, man. Battle mech, doing battle mechy things here. Ooh, some hiders pop out of the worst possible spot. Hellbats on top of them. Hiders are light, so you do bonus damage to them. Eliteslayer says, all right, I'm going to take my main in your main, sir. Yeah, this game's crazy. I like it. I'm on board. Throwing down creep inside the enemy Terran's base. The natural base is already lifted off and is in a weird position. The third base doesn't exist. But at the same time, Eliteslayer doesn't have any income at all right now. And in fairness, neither does Seryu. This base, though. Call down some mules. Get some of that income. Ooh, expanding down here, too. Seryu. Yeah, income-wise, we don't wish this was played with the Game Heart interface. Next time, do the Game Heart interface add-on when you play these things, please. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, yeah, man, Eliteslayer is sort of dead. Like, sort of oh, kill this base. Kill, you see it. You kind of see it. We'll leave one Cyclone to deal with it. We're not going actually to do that at all. Okay, but seriously, you guys, kill the hatcheries. Seryu says, this is far enough. We're going to land our buildings in the middle of the map. Supply blocked into next week is Seryu. But the space is big. Eliteslayer does not doesn't know about this or about this. That's big. Okay, we're just gonna wander in, scan, kill everything, and to get a GG out of it. Yeah, that's it, man. Had to scan again, which is problematic. But hey, this lurker, 3 kills. Hellbat's not doing so hot with that. The queen's at the top of the ramp. No, these Cyclones aren't particularly healthy in all reasonableness and fairness. Both players managed to unsupply block themselves. Eliteslayer mostly by losing everything. That's one way to do it, but seriously doesn't know about this. Does not know about these bases. No idea. None at all. Gonna actually try to drone up at these bases that Seryu left alone for reasons that do not make any sense. Like, you know there's a base here. You saw it.
We'll need more.
Ay, caramba. I mean, 26 to 16 workers. Yeah, there are some drones mining in the main base of Seryu, but Seryu was mining it out. These are fresh. From Seryu is what these are. Okay, 40 to 8 army supply seems enough. Eliteslayer's finally rebuilding a spawning pool, but yeah, I mean, who cares? We're attacking up a ramp. We got this. Transfuses are good. Transfuses are actually really good. Not a queen. There you go. And once the queens start falling, the dominoes have begun, and that's it. GG. Yo! That was fun. Any game where a player ends up into their enemy's base, making their own base, it's fun, in my opinion. So yeah, hope you're enjoying this. Again, check out Seryu's dad's GoFundMe link in the bottom. Support him for whatever you can support with, right? Much appreciated either way. And if you can't, I understand. Things are tough out there for a lot of people. Hitting the like button and subscribing can increase the reach of this video, get more people to watch it, and more people possibly to support the GoFundMe as well. I like how I said GG on the game, and like, there you go. Eliteslayer did not share my opinion until a couple of minutes later. It's cool. Seryu casually takes a 3-2 lead on Eliteslayer after going down 2-0. That's nuts. That's absolutely impressive. Holy Hannah. All right. So super fun game. Seryu going battle mech here, really switching up these openings, switching up these strategies. Every game is pretty much on something different, which is great. You have to do that. Keep your opponent on their toes. So I don't even know what the next matchup is, but man, these TvZs have been a lot of fun for sure. And let's find out, shall we, together? We're on Ghost River. Ooh, spooky. Top left, Seryu. Top right, Eliteslayer. Playing Protoss this time. So both players have played both Terran and Protoss. And Eliteslayer's played Zerg, but Seryu hasn't yet. And we're at game 6. There's one more chance for Seryu to play Zerg, to play all 3 races in the best of 7, but no guarantees. All right. So, man, what a really fun best of 7 this has been. Really, really excellent stuff. And Eliteslayer says, I'm going to send a probe out here for proxies. But not a cannon rush, because otherwise he would have thrown down a pylon, made a forge, and then... Oh, it is a forge. No, there is a pylon. All right, cool. So, starting your cannon rush pretty far out here, Eliteslayer. What are we doing here? Why? Why is there... Okay, so it's like a cannon rush supported by zealots? Because there's no gas. I mean, it doesn't make you can't make simulators, but okay, this is an interesting play. All right. What? Okay, so just outside, in the fog of war. Sir, you cannot see this, but man, it is so gutsy. Man, Eliteslayer knows how close he can get. If there's an SCV building a command center. What? Oh, there we go. So now it's been scouted. Throwing down. Hurry! Hurry! Delete the cannon. Wow. All right. Quite effective here. Hurry, kill SCVs before the SCVs kill me, says this cannon. And cannon down, but 2 zealots arrive. And another cannon. Nope, canceled. Yeah. The zealots say, take me to your marine, but nice SCV micro. Oh, not good enough here. Eliteslayer has 17 workers to 11 for Seryu. And the cannon rush is not done yet. The zealot has 6 kills before it goes down. Hurry, zealots, go! Move! You need to support this stuff. Make a move on. You are sitting on your butts. I mean, you look super cool with this skin in this purple and everything. But like, dude, if there are 2 zealots over here, this would be going so much better. Go, 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 go! There it is. One cannon comes up, gets a couple hits off, dies. This cannon gets a couple hits off, also dies. Again, I just want to say, probably wouldn't have died if these zealots had been here, though. Dude, attack stuff. Oh, this zealot's bugging out. Got trapped in and died without getting as much damage off, I think, as wanted to. Ooh, okay, 2 more zealots are here. 1 more zealot is here. And my gosh, Eliteslayer is not giving up with this zealot cannon strategy at all. And that's it, GG! Eliteslayer gets the win. Doesn't give up with the strategy. Keeps it coming. Seryu cannot handle it. Falls apart a little bit here under this pressure. And dead. Yeah, 1 barracks has a hard time kind of dealing with cannons and 2 proxy gateways down here. Gotta throw that out. Yeah, bunker would have been super nice to have. Was building a bunker, actually. That's what scouted the cannon. Did cancel a bunker? Yes. Did cancel the bunker. I don't know. I am not convinced that was the right move. I feel like having a bunker would have been awesome. This Marine could have sat inside this bunker and then helped deal with this cannon. And then the Zealots would have had a much harder time dealing with a bunker right here. This Zealot wouldn't have been able to get up onto the ramp and really harass these Marines at all. kill the Marine even. Yeah, I think canceling the bunker was the critical mistake in this game. Anyway, Eliteslayer says if it doesn't work in the first 3 minutes, keep it going until it does. And it worked. Good stuff. Like, really, 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 really good stuff, man. Just truly, truly fantastic. All right, that means we go to... Wait, is that a... No, yeah. Wait, no, I put Eliteslayer at 3. Oh, I gave him 3. Oh, whatever. It's 3-3 now, so Game 7 is coming. We love a Game 7. It's win or go home for one of these players. Well, it is win or go home for both of the players. Who will win? I don't know. Let's find out. The butterflies have got to be working in both players' stomachs right now. Top left, it is Seryu tearing it again. Bottom right, Protoss Eliteslayer. Whoa, bit of a hiccups here. Seryu says, yes, this will make it or break it. You are not wrong about that, Seryu. Good stuff here, Seryu. You are one game away from defeating a player that you have tried to defeat over the 6 years. And maybe your dream will come true here today. But also, maybe not. But I feel like there will be more chances if you don't win here, so I don't know. Maybe the pressure is not that great. Okay, so rubber matches are basically where players get a little bit uptight. Not much cheese in Game 7s of 7-game series or Game 5s in 5-game series because, man, losing on a failed cheese for a series really, really hurts. So double gas opening here from Seryu, though. Okay, maybe never mind. Again, blocking off the Reaper hop-up spot here. The Ropper heap-up spot. I think that's what I was going to say. English is hard sometimes. Probe comes swinging in. For the harass. This is honestly tale as old as time, right? Probes harassing SCVs building barracks. That dates back to 1998, friends, with Brood War. There's nothing different about that. Probe did not actually get here and scout the gases, unfortunately. So that's not great. You do want to harass a little bit, but also you want to scout. Thanks, Evil, for teaching me that one. Like, how to pull another SCV off. Evil? Wait, not Elite. Evil. Who's Evil? Evil Knievel. Expanding his Eliteslayer. Seryu not doing so much. Getting a factory. With the double gas. Might use the Cyclone trick against Eliteslayer here. That could be fun. And then a starport. It's a 1-1-1 Destiny Cloud Fist build. As so named by Husky StarCraft many, many years ago. Okay, so 1-1-1 gives you a lot of flexibility and viability and aggression potential. Especially in a TvP. Also very popular in TvZ back in the Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm days. Not so much anymore. One base builds are not as popular these days just because you can kind of just eke out an expansion here with the opening 12 worker count and still hit really hard. Even if it's not a one base, you know? So, I mean, one Rax expands, one Gate expands have all been very popular for that reason. Siege Tank, Medevac, Marines. No upgrades for the Marines here. Yeah, man. I mean, Seryu. If Seryu has got like an Apple Watch or something, a Fitbit checking their heart rate, I bet it is just skyrocketing right now. Just hyperventilating a little bit. Take deep, calming breaths, Seryu. You can do this thing against a player ranked higher than you, who has been ranked higher than you your entire life. And again, check out the GoFundMe link in the description to help Seryu's dad get the surgery he needs for his cataracts. Do it. Do it. Do it. Support. And again, if you just want to share the GoFundMe link on social media, out on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, like you can do that too. If you want to share it and get people to support, you can do that just for your time. No money required, right? That would be super rad as well. So, here comes Seryu, kind of for all the marbles here. Eliteslayer's got a stalker that said, oh, you're doing this. Well, this doesn't seem great. Hurry, get Storm, get Charge, says Eliteslayer. I really don't have much back home to deal with this. Not wrong. Like a shield battery tossed down would be pretty sick. Not really happening, though. And man, Seryu 1-1-1-ing to a very 30-6 army situation against Eliteslayer. Forward bunkers getting tossed down. The madman. The cheekiness. Just kidding. Didn't have to do that at all, actually. Dude, canceling that charge? No, charge is going to finish. Charge is done. There just happened to be... there's one zealot out. There's just a liberator. Going to town on the probes as well. The probes are here to fight. Siege tank sieging up inside your main base is never what you want to see if you're a Protoss. Probes all dying by the dozens here. And that's it. When your economy is dead, I do not see a victory path here at all for Eliteslayer. But it is Game 7. Storm is done. You got to do your best here to try to win this way. Liberator, make sure there's no income for Eliteslayer. Yep, even if you can miraculously hold this off with storms and charge lots, Seryu's just making stuff, and you're not making stuff, is the problem here. Oh, this Liberator's got 10 kills, just setting up right on top of this main base. This siege tank is killing this Nat. Probably should get up here and help. Eliteslayer is building more stuff, but I'm not sure it matters. I think that's your GG, ladies and gents. Liberator dies. Okay, good revenge there. Great revenge there. But dude, Eliteslayer has no money. That's it. We just warped in 2 zealots. It's go time, boys. Everybody goes in. The tank is going to die. The Archon getting some nice biological damage bonus here off on these Marines. Stalker comes in from the back side. And okay, look, Eliteslayer held. Technically. But also, Seryu's making stuff, and Eliteslayer doesn't have any money or probes. So this is it. This is everything Eliteslayer has. This is where you wall at the top, maybe throw down a bunker, Liberator at the top of the ramp. Just you need to be making stuff right now. Hold this attack and you win. There you go. Liberator set up. Wonderful. Siege tanks. Oh, bringing the siege tank home. Yeah, I mean, Eliteslayer, he knows. He's going to come up this ramp and die. That's it. We done. GG! And Seryu gets the win against the mortal enemy. Well, maybe not enemy, but you know what I mean. Just someone that Seryu's been trying to beat for 6 years and finally pulling it off in a best of 7. That is incredible. What a very proud moment for Seryu here. Getting this win against Eliteslayer. Eliteslayer played very hard and very well, yes. Zerg struggling a bit against the mech of Seryu, but that's understandable for sure. And then just the aggression of Seryu throughout this game. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Throughout the series, rather. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But you know what? Aggression is fun to play anyway. And there wasn't really a true macro game today, was there? I think there might have been a game where Seryu got like a 4th and a 5th base, but the main base had been ravaged. So does that really count? ? No, I don't think it does. But yeah, resources lost, 4,800 to 2,000 here. If you know this 1-1-1 build, it's incredibly strong. Especially if your opponent maybe is trying to rush up to Fast Storm, which is a little bit weird. Just a bunch of charge lots would have been fantastic there for sure, with Stalkers to deal with the Liberators, kind of like we saw with the race swap in that previous game where Eliteslayer was trying to defend. Yeah, Eliteslayer was playing Terran and Seryu was Protoss, and Seryu brought a ton of charge lots and a few Stalkers in, and bam, Liberators died, charge lots handled everything else. That would have been good, but I mean, just not enough charge lots, I guess, is the thing. 7 charge lots died in 7 minutes. When you open with charge, difficult stuff, but that was great. I mean, that was honestly a very, very fun, epic level TV. I was going to say TvZ, but that doesn't make any sense. A TvP and TvZ and TvT best of 7. Lots of fun, lots of swapping around there. And again, check out the GoFundMe link in the description if you haven't already. Give it a shot. I ask you please to take a look at it, because that's going to be it for me today. So GG Seryu. Very impressive stuff. Very, very fun series. Thanks for sending it in. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void in a best of 7. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.